I hear him. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
What's up with it, fam? It's Hot Boxing Minute, back at you with the realness for 2022 as only I can bring it. I do plan to do these more often. My original goal was the first of the year to start dropping videos consistently for YouTube. Guess what? I ended up catching the COVID. So either way, here we are. I'm finally feeling healthy, ready and brand new to take on 2022. This is going to be the year when I start building this YouTube following. Anyways, let's talk about some boxing news. The big news right now is what is going on with Canelo Alvarez and Jermall Charlo. Now, there recently was a roundtable discussion or a podcast or what have you for ESPN that involved Mike Coppinger, Bernardo Osuna, and of course, Canelo Alvarez's favorite boxing critic, Timothy Bradley. And during this little broadcast, just a snippet that's been going viral online, Mike Coppinger states that the Ilunga Mukabu fight might not actually go down. In fact, they are actually ramping up and gearing towards getting a fight on Cinco de Mayo with Jermall Charlo. Now that makes things very, very fascinating because if you've been following the cruiserweight division, you know that Ilunga Mukabu has that mandatory defense against Tebisa Unchunu on January 29th or something, if I'm not mistaken. And I think the original plan was for Canelo to be at that fight, and hopefully if Ilunga Mukabu wins, he's going to fight Canelo Alvarez because Canelo Alvarez is chasing a championship in the 5th division. Apparently, according to Mike Coppinger, who is usually pretty dependable, sometimes he isn't. I've known him to give some bad information, rarely. This one appears to be a very credible source, and he seems very convinced that it's going to be Jermall Charlo fighting Canelo Alvarez on Cinco de Mayo, which would kind of sort of make sense, I guess. Maybe if Ilunga Mukabu, wins that fight, he doesn't have to fight again in May in another 3 months, even though I don't think that kind of activity is too unusual, maybe for this generation of fighters. But I guess best case scenario, Canelo fights Jermall Charlo in May and then still fights Ilunga Mukabu, the cruiserweight. Either way, the interesting thing is that there's critics on all sides of this. There were critics when the Ilunga Mukabu fight got announced saying that why is he cherry picking a cruiserweight champion with a higher knockout to win ratio than both David Benavidez and Jermall Charlo. Well, guess what? Those same critics that are mad at Canelo, the same ones who have been saying for forever that he doesn't fight undefeated black fighters, are now preemptively making excuses for Jermall Charlo losing. How strange can the world of boxing get, y'all? I'm excited about the proposition of seeing either fight happen. Doesn't really matter to me. I just want to see an entertaining fight. But you do have the PBC fanboys, I guess is what they call them. I'm not really sure, but they're already saying that Jermall Charlo isn't a true 168 pounder. I guess obviously he'll be moving up because currently he campaigns at 160. Should Jermall Charlo move up to 168, he'll probably be weight drained due to a clause or something to that effect, or maybe he's too small. Maybe he's never faced anybody the caliber of Canelo. Excuses already flying preemptively if Charlo loses. Who's to say for sure Charlo would lose? I think Charlo has a lot of power. It'd be an interesting fight to say the least. Anyways, that's the word on the wire right now that's lighting up all the comment sections and has everybody arguing, going back and forth. Jermall Charlo, Ilunga Mukabu, Canelo Alvarez. Is Jermall Charlo going to be the next person to receive the Canelo Alvarez generational wealth lottery ticket, that Willy Wonka golden ticket? You tell me. Does the proposition of a Jermall Charlo sound more enticing than a fight with Ilunga Mukabu? Does it even matter if it's not David Benavidez? Personally, like I said, it doesn't matter to me. What do you folks out there think about a potential matchup between Jermall Charlo and Canelo Alvarez? Let me know in the comments section. Hit that like button, press follow if you haven't already done so. This is Hot Boxing Minute, y'all, the future of this boxing analysis stuff on YouTube.